Hi, everyone, and welcome to another podcast of The Real CD Show. My name is Chamberlain Burke.
And I'm Devlin Burke.
And this month, the month of February 2020, we're going to dedicate to the Finnish rock band Him. Devlin, why don't you take a couple of minutes and tell us how you found this band and what your experience has been with it?
Sure. I discovered Him through MTV back when they were still running music videos. There was a video coming on called Rip Out the Wings of a Butterfly, which deals with the theme of loving something so beautiful that it must be destroyed. It's too beautiful for this world, so it must be destroyed. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful, beautiful video, and it was a great lyrics, great chorus, and Dark Light was the first album I got by them. And then on a later album, they named dropped Charles Baudelaire. I'm going to be mentioning Charles Baudelaire a lot this month because I love the fact that somebody mentions that kind of reference, because as a fan, you want to know what are your influences. If your influence is an author, well, why that author? And I'm one of those people. I'm breathtakingly curious. I will buy books about that person. I will buy documentaries, biographies, and stuff like that.
Tell us the story about Barnes Noble.
Oh, the Barnes Noble story. Okay. So shortly after this album, we're going to get into it as the weeks progress. So on this album that name dropped Charles Baudelaire, I was in a Barnes Noble, and I was wearing a Him t-shirt. And I was looking through the books, and I hear this guy, he's also wearing a Him t-shirt, and he went up to a Barnes Noble worker, and he said, "I'm looking for books on or about Charles Baudelaire." And I turned, and we both locked eyes, and we both saw we were wearing Him t-shirts, and we both named the track, and we were talking, and I said, "You're a Him," and I said, "You're a Him fan too?" And he said, "Yeah, I have to know more about Charles Baudelaire." And I loved that. It got people reading because people wanted to know who was Charles Baudelaire, because he's not that well known in French literature. Most people know Victor Hugo. Not a lot of people know Charles Baudelaire. So I thought that was amazing. And I've only seen them live once. They're not a very visually live band. They are much more about the music being absorbed. They did have a live DVD release, and you can kind of see there's not a lot of visuals. There's maybe a few light effects, but it's mostly just absorb the music and let the music take you away.
So it's not flashy, not pyrotechnics or anything like that. It's come and listen to the music and the lyrics.
It's not a Kiss show.
Okay. Okay. Good description. Okay. So once again, we're going to refer to Wikipedia only because that's something that is available to everyone. So if you have not heard of him or haven't heard about them for a while and you want to know more about what we are discussing, we're referring to what is on Wikipedia for this podcast. And so the band was formed in 1991. Ville Valo was the vocalist, and he had a bassist named Mikko Pannanen. So the letters HIM, sometimes with or without the periods, stand for His Infernal Majesty. Unfortunately, they broke up in 93 and then reformed in 95 by Valo with someone else, and then Pannanen came back, and then some other people joined the band. So, the more the merrier, the more the music, and so they kept on going. And so in 2000, some more people joined, and they kept on releasing albums, a total of 8 in all. Unfortunately, they disbanded following a farewell tour in 2017. And so according to Wikipedia, Him is one of the most commercially successful Finnish bands of all time, with sales of over 10 million records. They've released 8 studio albums, 5 compilations, 3 video releases, 2 box sets, 1 live and 1 remix album. And then they've also received numerous accolades, including an Emma Award. And Emma Awards are a Finnish music. Okay, I forgot already. A music gala. And so that's a pretty big deal. All right. So really quickly, because this is only an introduction, we're going to talk a little bit about their musical style. So you're much more onto this, Devlin. I'm going to let you do it.
Okay, so Valo has always described their music. They coined the term love metal, and I think that's appropriate because February we have Valentine's Day, and it's the month of love, and here we are celebrating him. I like that. Um, in an interview that went along with one of the TV appearances I saw of them on MTV, Ville said, and I believe this is a quote, he said, "Our music is Black Sabbath music with Roy Orbison lyrics." They will cite a lot of these influences. So it's heavy music with very romantic lyrics.
Yeah, here in the Wikipedia, the end of the paragraph, it says, Valo describes Tears on Tape as a combination of Black Sabbath, Smashing Pumpkins, and Roy Orbison. None of those are a bad deal.
Yeah. So it's there. The thing I like about their music is it's very consistent, and we're going to get into this as we go into this discography. But there's a lot of complexity. There's a lot of musicality. It's mostly a lot of people have described it as goth, but I kind of like their description of love metal because the problem with a lot of love songs is there's a tendency for them to be wimpy, and him is anything but wimpy. If you listen to any of their stuff, it's it's very hard, and it's a very unique description. And I think that's what I like about them is that the music is hard, but when you read the lyrics, it's like, oh, you really are this nice, sweet, romantic band, which is, I think, something that's probably lacking in music.
I agree. And so, yes, as you were saying, critics have called them goth and goth metal. Over here on the side of the Wikipedia page, there's a clip which I'm not going to play. You can go listen to it. So when they're talking about When Love and Death Embrace, which came out in 97, Billow described it as being a good representation of him as a whole, featuring many of the band's musical elements. And then another song called Join Me in Death from 1999. You know, these are love kind of themes, you know, and so this reached number one in Germany, later going gold there and in Austria. So why don't we talk about their image real quick?
Okay.
What can you tell us?
So and I think this is probably where the goth theme came from, I'm assuming, because Villa actually designed this on his 12th birthday. He was playing with
20th.
On his 20th. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, that's when he trademarked it.
Yeah, but he was sitting there doodling on a napkin, and he drew a pentagram, and he went, "What could we do to represent us as a band and with love metal?" So he drew a heartagram, which is a heart, and then there's the triangle in the center, and that's their trademark. And if you see that, that usually means him. It was made very popular because there's a skateboarder named Bam Margera, and he had a show on MTV called Viva La Bam where he basically tortured his parents and his uncle. And him actually made appearances on that TV show, and he has that heartagram tattooed on him. He has it on his skateboards. So there is that connection. It is a beautiful symbol. It's not meant to be satanic in any way. I think it was more or less just a little, maybe trying to scare the parents a little, to get the parents to, hey, your kid may be listening to something satanic, and then have them listen to it and go, no, it's not satanic.
That's exactly what I was just going to say, because I've had parents say something to me thinking that I was going to agree with them, and they said, well, that image, that band, and then of course they think I'm going to roll my eyes and agree with them, and I would tell them I'm actually a fan of that band, and they are really good musically. They are not evil or satanic or demonic or anything like that. This is really a love symbol. It is not anything on the negative. I think the fact that people called the music goth and things like that kind of did that with it. But the music is fabulous. So if you're worried about it, please, parents, listen to it first. Use age appropriate. Probably toddlers would not want to go to sleep to it, but age appropriate. There's nothing wrong with the group. This was our introduction to him. Devlin, do you have anything else you want to say?
just stick around. But like I said, we're going to get into the discography. We've got an album anniversary coming up within the month. We've also oh yeah, on we also would like to give a shout out to one of their singles that was released on February 1st called Killing Loneliness. This was the song I actually played for Chamberlain when I was trying to get her to listen to music with me. And she was listening to it. She said, "I really like this song." And then I told her they're from Finland, and she flipped. She was like, "They're from Finland?" And yep. and so that single did come out. It's a beautiful song. Beautiful piano in it, I believe you were complimenting on. And so yeah, we're gonna go through their discography. Get ready for me to mention Charles Baudelaire a lot.
So happy anniversary to Killing Loneliness. We are going to talk about another anniversary in our next podcast. Their album Screamworks will be next week, and then we will continue with their discography. Thank you very much. We hope that this has at least whetted your appetite for him, and that you'll be with us throughout the month as we continue to study them. For the Real CD Show, my name is Chamberlain Burke.
And I'm Devlin Burke.
Thank you very much, and have a great week. Bye.